It's a big payback and Hex is on the attack. My heart's bigger than Frank White's Coogee sweater. I stay for 15 years so I can live better and make love to my wife so my nostrils clearer. Win or losses, anytime I lose I win. Not afraid to take any L's on the chin. This grown man business, you need to bear witness and exercise more physical fitness. I play for long distance. Don't ever serve me any 2 pieces of chicken without the biscuits. And give me the gravy or something light like turkey. But I'm not gonna sleep mental formaldehyde. I'm tougher than cowhide, and when you see me, don't say hi. Peace to the people that get high, who wanna open their spiritual chambers with the third eye. Osiris meets Einstein, theoretical relativity. Atlantis is fine wine. They say you can't walk on water, but that's out of order, because the ancient orders know that secret life is to live longer than shorter. But I'm a little part, so where's my water? Tell them one more time. They say you can't walk on water, but that's out of order, because the ancient orders know the secret to life is to live longer than shorter. But I'm a little parched, so where's my water?
What's going on, y'all? Alan, what's up, man? What's going on? Hope all is well with you, man. No, we're gonna just cut to the chase right now. I hope you're having a great day wherever everyone is at. Okay, I'm not gonna keep y'all too long. Every time I say that, I ended up keeping y'all longer than what I intended. But the purpose of all this is how we feeling, how we living, how we existing. Seriously. For real, man. Like right now in this DeFi space, wow. I mean, you should be feeling marvelous I'm bullish, more bullish today than I was yesterday, than the day before that, than the week before that, than the month before that, than the year before that. Because we're closer, much closer to the next all-time high for Hex, the next all-time high for Pulse Chain and Pulse X. I mean, like, seriously, this is not jokes. This is just what it is. Marvelous. Marvelous. And you know what's also another reason why I'm feeling marvelous? Because we have to give recognition to where it's due. Even though people feel different about it, but I'm going to tell you how they feel different and won't outright give recognition where it's due. Well, I'm going to give recognition where it's due. For those who are new, for those who are who are not used to these bear markets, these wild flash crashes, discounts, these moments where things just go all the way down, people just dump everything. You're not used to it. It's part of the game. It's part of the game. Oftentimes we forget, even though we might take it for granted, what goes up has to come down. And it could only stay down but for so long. And that's if you're living the life of, you want to ride those swings of uncertainty and speculation. I don't want to do that, me personally, right? It affects my well-being. Like every day to be glued to a device, like you swinging on like a proverbial tree limb, wondering whether how you moving today, up or down, sideways, front ways, back ways, up ways. What are we talking about? No, because when you have the long-term view, you don't have to worry about these short-term price craziness, fluctuation, whatever these terms to fluctuation, capitulation, retracement. Like, get out of here. Who talks like that in normal life? You don't go to a store and buy a drink and say, wait a minute, my pockets are experiencing a retracement right now, or I can't buy this piece of gum because my wallet experienced some capitulation. No one talks like that in real life. Like, stop. Who's doing that? Who's doing that? When you have the long-term view, you locking up whatever you got, locking up because like, listen, man, this is for tomorrow and for many days to come, hopefully. You don't have to worry about the short-term swings. You're comfortable, you're chilling, you at ease, you at peace. Like, what's this all about? And it's funny how even now, recently, we've seen how so many people really weren't at peace at all when they allowed certain news events to just catapult, right? To just basically destroy everything they believed in. And I think that happened is because people forgot. People forgot what's what. People forgot why they're doing what they're doing. People forgot the whole reason of why they even participate in this system. Well, a couple nights ago, the Post Nation did a Twitter Spaces, right? For the first time, right? A well-respected member of the community, Wells Only One, did a Twitter Spaces to educate the masses, remind people, not even remind, but to inform, I should say, to inform, to enlighten, to deliver what real cryptocurrency is, why it exists. I mean, he hit everybody with the 5 W's. Remember the W's back in school when you were, you know what I'm saying? Who, what, when, where, why. Who, what, when, where, why. The 5. He hit with the 5 W. I mean, it's not that like, I mean, if you were following Wells for like 2 years, over 2 years, 2 point whatever amount, 2 years and point how many months of him dropping content, you expect data, information, a verbose amount of information that sometimes people are just not ready for, can't really take in. But this, and I'm not saying that to take anything away from his work, it's just like some people just too, it's like standing in your own way, right? They used to say in our community, and meaning like the Black and Hispanic community, for example, you want to hide something from a nigga, put it in a book. See, people are unwilling to read, to study, to really do research. This man took it upon himself to give some information to the world 2 nights ago. It's almost like if you don't ever want to deal with crypto ever again, you got an sort of like an audio manual reference That's whatever long, an hour and whatever long for you to hold on to. Even if you never even peruse through any type of information base to study this and how it's evolved in the future. This is the origin, this is the beginnings, and this is the interconnectedness and why, based on legacy, historical information, based on legacy, financial legacy systems. You can't front on that. And if you do front on that, you gotta do a self-check. You gotta do a self-check. Because what that did and should have done for those who were experiencing fear, uneasiness, that spaces should have just kind of like put you together in a sense where like remind you, oh wait, yeah, you're right. Crypto, I get why this is real crypto versus this other batch of whatever. I understand what the role of certain alphabet letter agencies are doing. I see and understand now, because you understand, you don't just go ride the wave of campaign of scare tactics and fear that these people are talking about. Because it's interesting. Since then, since he dropped that Spaces 2 nights ago, you know, and it's just real, man. It's just real. Since he did that, what was yesterday like? What was the last 24 hours like? It was like carbon copies through the history on carbon. It was just imitation, duplication. He set the tone. He set the bar. You know, it was just such an appropriate reminder that to just kind of like snap us out of whatever foggy, you know, haze of fear that was spreading, this contagion of being afraid, sell everything. No. All the information that he shared should have dispelled any type of fear that you have if you're in this for the long haul. If you overextended yourself, if you put too much and you just can't handle it, that's a different story. But if you're in this for the long haul, you should. This is just par for the course. You know, in order to achieve maximum gains, you need to go through these serious levels of unusual types of pain. Like, who saw this happening? No one ever can really see how bad these flash crashes and these quote unquote black swan events occur. You can't really call it, but you know something's coming, because that's just been the nature of this game, of this industry. It really has. You know, just learning about the connectedness, like how things relate. The way the man put everything together, it was like, yo, it was a course. He just gave out a free course, like, so gave it to the people for free. This is something people pay for. Felt like I was in a classroom. Like, man, I was mad I didn't have an intangible notebook and an intangible pen. Felt like I needed to pull one out. Felt like a bad student, unprepared. Like I should have just been taking notes. And I didn't do that. Glad he didn't give out any homework. Yo, man, I would have been like, yo, forget it, man. I can't even record this right now, man. I'm on my device. I got nothing. I'm ill prepared. Wasn't prepared for all that. Wasn't prepared. I mean, at best, all that did was help me understand more and more and more, because you never stop learning. I left the Twitter Spaces, by the way, in the description of this stream. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. What is real crypto? You have to lead yourself. See, these tools, I like to think of them as tools. These cryptocurrencies that we have, they're tools, right? That we use to reach our desired end results or outcomes. Want to build a house? Want to build a car? Want to build a chair? Whatever. You need certain tools to be able to create those things or build those things. We have them. We have certain tools right here where we don't have to ever do anything else with anything else ever again. But the point is, we have them. The decision is left on us to decide what we're going to do. You don't need to look for leadership anywhere. Anywhere. This is why I believe that this whole, there was a paradigm shift taking place up to this point. Even I spoke about it last weekend. There's a paradigm shift occurring in this space, right? It's what it is. I err on the side of what's right all the time, according to what I feel within me. And I'm not special, more different, or better than anyone else. Other people think differently. They do what they do. Shout out to y'all. But this thing about having new leadership while the founder is going through what he's going through, and I don't need to subscribe to any leadership at all, because there's no point. There's no point when you already have certain tools available. People can take it upon themselves to create, to continue to create. That's a decision you make for you. Going back to the whole thing about crypto being a solo sport, it's you. Who are you? Why are you listening or believing that you need someone to tell you what you should do with your time, with your energy, with your money, with your crypto, and how to utilize it, how to do all these things? This may not be for you if that's the case. It just may not be, because this is not what this was designed to do. Going all the way back to the white paper, it's person to person. We've been saying this for a very long time. We, meaning I've been saying it, people who think like me or do their own work on their own time, respect to everybody who's been speaking this talk and preaching the real truth about what's taking place here, and been doing it and continue to do it and have no problems continuing to do the good work, because that's what matters. It's not about creating drama. It's not about starting a beef or fights and things that, no, has nothing to do with that. It's about understanding what is here, what is present, what you have, what you own, the value propositions, et cetera, and what you control. What you control, it's big, because we've seen only on a small scale, and the man taught the world about it 2 nights ago, about how the control, the shift, the power shift that's happening has been happening basically for the last 14 plus years. And I say 14 because Bitcoin is going to be 15 in January 2029. I'm sorry, 2020. Next year, 2024. Wow, I'm thinking 29 already. Woo, that's two after the next two Bitcoin halving cycles. But we see that they're just trying to really stop the power shift from the hands of the few that control everything to the hands of the many that control next to nothing. They're trying to keep that from happening. They're trying to keep that from occurring. And this is what crypto affords us to do, to be in control, more in control at least, of our financial destiny and lives, basically. Because in a capitalist society like this right here in the Western world, there's not much of anything you can do without having money. It's just what it is. That's the state of affairs right now. And it's not a a harsh criticism towards capitalism. I grew up in this, and I'm not leaving it. You know, I'm gonna be here. But to think crypto allows you to continue to govern yourself, to govern your life, to govern your money, to govern your direction, to provide opportunity for you to just sail and navigate and explore on your own time, on your own dime, on your own volition, without anyone having to interfere with that. You understand? When you hear people talk about, we need new leadership, why? Where are you leading folks to? If things are already laid out for people to create on their own time, on their own terms. You understand? Like we think this is arbitrary, this is just make-believe, this is not something that, just for the sake of being contrary to their story. It's not about that. It's about, this is what it is. Who do the Bitcoin people listen to as far as leaders and leadership? Seriously. Come on. Give this man the recognition, but nobody did. And then everybody just started to make their own spaces, their own whatever, and just try to kind of like continue to speak the speech that Wells was delivering. And that's fine. If it got to be like that and you guys ignore, y'all could ignore Wells. I'm not ignoring Wells. Right? That's why I'm attaching the spaces in the description of this stream. Y'all could fake believe that you for the community and all this stuff, but that shows me how secretly there's a lot of contention, animosity, jealousy, and envy, and those are the energies and the seeds of poison that I don't like to subscribe to. That's why I'm gonna just continuously talk my talk the way I talk it and say, y'all who haven't heard the recording, when you have some time, go listen to it. It won't take much of your time either. It wasn't even that long. Maybe an hour and a half, if that. But the information, you could use it and do whatever you want with it. But at least it's a piece of education. It's a piece of information that could serve as a reference for people to remember why this thing even exists. Again, the who, what, when, where, and why. The whys of why this is all even relative and here. And then he tied in other historical facts with, the regulatory bodies and Treasury and Congress and, of course, the three-letter agencies and all that ugly stuff. But it's relative. It's relative. And I'm gonna give props to where it's due. A lot of folks did it because, again, the young group and generation, and when I say young people, I'm talking even old. Young and old, some people can see the truth without you even saying anything based on your actions. It was very interesting. After that stream went off, the next following 12 to 24 hours, it was just nothing but similar, spaces, doing all that, and not giving props to where it's due. Or maybe if they did, I don't know, but I already had what I needed to hear on the Pulse Nation spaces. I didn't need to hear anything. I don't need to hear anything else unless something happens. There's a turn of events in, whatever, the filing with, the battle, right? The battle for DeFi versus, not even DeFi, but our DeFi, our thing versus the three-letter agencies. Unless there's a new development with that, I don't need to hear anybody else's words or anybody else's anything, because it's just been noise up to this part. It's just been noise. I'm not against builders. I'm against scammers. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all keep all that crazy narrative, right? That's what it's about. It hasn't ever been about anything else other than that, and being real. And folks don't like it when you're being real and when you talk truth. They just don't. It just don't. And I'm not here to make friends or be popular. I've been this way the whole time I've been creating content. It is what it is based on this crypto, and that's what it is. Because I'd rather give information that's going to possibly provide some value or help somebody than do the otherwise. Just so I want some clicks or some views and likes. I'm not in this for that. I really think and consciously think before I speak and do things, because I understand that certain people can take this thing a wrong way and may do something that might not work out in their favor, and then they'll blame me for it. And I'm not one to do that. Not at all. You know? There you go. Sovereignty, 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 self-sovereignty. You know, people don't know what that even means. No, it's useful, but then if that's the level of, if that's how it impacted, affected you, it's useful at least to take notes and even to go back and do your own research and possibly add, right? Add to whatever was said, keep it for your own repertoire. It's awesome. It's just awesome. That's value, right? That's something that you can't even put a price on. You could share that with somebody else, and they could share that with somebody else, and then something greater can happen. Another reality, another possible world can happen, of possibilities, endless, endless. But the seed that was sown right there is gonna bear pristine, formidable fruit. Very strong, very, very strong. That's just my belief. The meta's in the building. What's up, man? YOLO, we gonna make it a hashtag free Ricky. It is what it is. I agree 100%. I agree. We're gonna make it. We making it already. Believe it or not. You know what I mean? We just go through what we go through. These moments where things are down, things are up. It's like, but this is what makes us who we are. This is what strengthens and builds our character, right? It's when things are hard, we're able to really be tested and even discover new strengths, new qualities about us that we didn't even know existed. And reminders of like how blessed and fortunate and strong we really are. There's a bunch of people who still don't know. They don't know what we have over here. They don't know what's going on over here, right? They will not know anytime soon for different reasons. Sometimes it's more than just about them not having the access to resources. There are people, I understand, many people across this world who still don't have access to running water, constant electricity. Just swaths of huge amounts of people that have no internet access to this day, upwards of billions. And then there's another segment where there's billions of people who do. So imagine. And then within that group, how many really deal with crypto? They're trying to bring up these percentage rates that I think are too 1%, 3%. I don't even think 1% of the world population is dealing with crypto. Are you really? Then why they're not reflected in the markets? Everybody's just hoarding, hodling, because everyone got the secret sauce of what to do to win in crypto. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Because if they did, we'd see different results in our charts. We'd see different results. Hex is the store of value. It's treated like the store of value because this is what it offers. That's crazy. That's crazy. Pulse chain, pulse sex, like that's crazy. I'm not saying crazy in a disparaging way. It's just what it is, man. Like, my goodness, a coin that I hated 3+ years ago, 2019. I couldn't stand this whole thing for the dumbest reasons. The dumbest reasons. And I messed up. But I learned from my lesson. I had peers. I've seen peers do exceedingly well, and salute to them. I'm talking about in this crypto space that dealt with Hex in the very beginning. They're well off to, like, this is just because they stuck through. They held true to this day. So I've since did other things with other communities, but shout out. That's what needs to be magnified. This is what needs to be multiplied, not stupid narratives and theories about new leaders and dumb crap like that. No one cares about none of that, man. No one cares. If you really understand what you have here, then this is where you're gonna go. If you don't understand, you will be led to slaughter. Like that's just how it is. You know, you're a participant, you're a new person coming in, or you're an end user, blah blah blah, been in here for years, and you're gonna listen to somebody talk to you about how the community needs a new leadership, and you go do whatever they're talking about, absent of what you got going on in front of you here and understanding what you have, you're putting yourself even more at risk. That don't make sense to me. Like you putting yourself in a who you believe in. You seeing what's going on. You see what you got here. Immutable code 1 with the hex. You got this L1 bubbling, doing what it's doing, what it's supposed to do. An exact copy of Ethereum with a few, bells and whistles. You got a DEX. Build from there and continue to build. Continue to build. Nobody say don't build, but to build you as a person. Then you can think about whatever you want to do for yourself, because everybody out here doesn't have everyone's best interest in their mind. Let's be for real, man. People talk about build. You hear that builder's narrative right now talking? No. Why? Because it's weak. It's what it is. It's corny to me. Corny. What Bitcoin leaders, what? How did they fare out with Satoshi being gone? How did they fare? Did they do exceedingly bad? Did Bitcoin community fall apart, disappear? Come on, son. No, giving this dude his props. Yo, you didn't see the spaces. Y'all didn't see the spaces. Post Nation launched the spaces. What is real cryptocurrency? Headed by Wells Only. Shout out to him. Go check it out. All this other extra talk where people want to talk and piggyback and not give props or even support and publicly praise the work that this guy has done. But 2.5 years he's been creating content for free. I'm giving him praise right here, man, for whatever it's worth, because it needs to be honored, because this is something that's beyond race, is beyond creed, is beyond socioeconomic status. When people hold on to being, racist, prejudiced, bigoted, biased, all kinds of personal stuff, and you see it seep out into this community. You see it seep out into this community. You put all that crap aside, because none of that trash helps your numbers go up. What helps your numbers go up is understand the fundamentals of what this is, why it was even created, and the historical viewpoints that everybody can go to understand how this thing even works, the way it's working, in tandem, synonymous with the legacy system, and understanding the origins of that and what got us to this point too. That's it. 100%. No sound? There's no sound? That's crazy. It is what it is, man. There's no sound, technical difficulties, but I was going to bounce anyway. It's all good. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one, man. Once again, stay vigilant, be well, always. Peace.